In this video, I'm going to show how to connect a second yarn because say you run out of this yarn, you want to connect another yarn when you're crocheting. I've got two different ways I do it, one when I connect in the middle and one when I connect at the end. So what you would start with, let me move this off to the side. This is single crochet. You go until, oops, I'm almost out of yarn. Well, you got to have a little bit left. So you would attach your next yarn and just kind of crochet a few stitches over your new yarn. I'm using a contrasting color so you can see how I do it. Okay, after you get 2 or 3 done, I'll do 4. So you can see I've carried the new green yarn inside the old yarn. So now the next step is we're going to pick up the new yarn and work with the new yarn. So we're going to insert our hook, carry the old yarn along the top. Let me enlarge this a little bit. There we go. And grab the new yarn and pull it through. Now, if you're using the same color yarn, it doesn't show. Then what I like to do is switch back to the old yarn for a couple of stitches, as long as you have enough yarn to do this with. So it kind of knots it together without knots. And then go back to your new color and just continue on with your new color. Okay, and so as you see, now you can trim off the old tail here. And of course you would trim off any other tails you might have. But that's how I connect a new yarn, and you can't see it. It's definitely seamless, and you're using the same color so it doesn't show. Now I'm going to go to the other end, chain 1, turn my work. Okay, now this green yarn isn't quite as thick as the pale green yarn, so it's going to kind of pull it in just a little bit. But you will just continue crocheting like you would do in your pattern. Get that one. As you can tell, it acts like a regular stitch. There's nothing unique or unusual about it. Now say I have to add to the end. I'll do the same thing. I'll get a different color. Take the new yarn, lay it in the back, and crochet over the new yarn. All the way to the end, because this helps stabilize. Okay, now the end stitch is where you make the change. So you insert your hook, grab the new yarn, pull it up, and crochet it. Now your new yarn is all caught up in your work. Chain 1, and then you would continue crocheting just like you always would. But this is an easy way to add a new yarn, whether it's a new color or an existing color. But always use that new yarn to pull it up on the side. Let me go across. Yeah, I'll stop at this point. Let me get this tail out of the way. There we go. So now you can see when I joined the new yarn in the middle, there's no ends to weave in, no tails to deal with. And then when I came across this way and I needed new yarn on the end, you would do it like I showed you, and that would bring it up. See, that's the old color right there. Right there. You got a little bit of the old color in there. Now let's see. Now I'm going to show how I connect the yarn to a double crochet. It's a little bit different, but it's still similar. So let's start with the center one. You bring your new yarn over to your work. And you want to carry this underneath, just like you did with the single crochet. This way you don't have to weave it in later. And even if for some reason the tail starts to weave or come out, you've got it twisted up in your actual work, so that's going to help hold it in place. Okay, now we're going to start switching to the new one. So you start by yarning over with the old yarn, insert your needle, grab the new yarn, bring it through, yarn over, go through, yarn over, go through. And as you can see, it's kind of twisted the two together. Now we'll do another one. Now we want to do another twist. So you yarn over, grab your yarn, your other yarn, yarn over, pull it through, yarn over, pull it through, and we do another one. Now we want to finish off with the yarn we're going to keep using. Let me get this out of the way. Then you would go ahead and just crochet the rest of the way to the end. And then you chain up like you always do, turn your work, and continue on. We do one more and then I'll turn my work back around. Okay, so you can see I've got the tail of the new yarn woven in, whether it's the same color or different color. And then you pick up your colors. As you can see, they're intertwined every couple of stitches, and that helps secure it. And then of course you do it to the 3 or 4 stitches this way, and then you would cut it off. Now I'm going to double crochet across to this end and show you how I attach to the end. Okay, I'm almost all the way across, but now I've got to bring my new yarn in because I wanted to connect it at the end. So we do the same thing, lay the yarn under your work so you can weave it in. Just all the way across. You're not going to do anything with it till you get to the very end. Sometimes my fingers do not want to work. Okay, I got 2 stitches. Well, actually just 1 stitch. Okay, I'm going to add a stitch right there because I really like to have 1 more stitch to show with. So what you would do is yarn over with the existing, go into your stitch, grab the new yarn, pull it through. So now you have your new yarn and your old yarn. So you yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. Another way you could do it is not use this one at all, just go straight to the new yarn. Yarn over, and go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. And that puts all the new color on the end. Either way works, depending on if you're changing colors or if you're just adding a new yarn because your old yarn is running low. Then you turn your work and you would start doing your double crochets across with your new yarn. I'll go all the way across. That way I have a nice finished piece, or as far as I can go with this piece of yarn. I had to join it together because I had 2 little short pieces. So just ignore this little join that's coming up. I'll go as far as I can. Looks like I'll make it to the end or pretty close. Okay, 1 more. There we are. Okay, there. Then, of course, you would trim your tail because you definitely don't want it. And you trim this tail also. I'm not trimming it because I don't want to take it off the ball. So when you look at your work, you can see here's where I joined in my new yarn. The join and then a solid one, and then when I mix the 2 together and another solid one, I mix the 2 together and then solid to the end and then all the way across. Then I did my one to bring up here And as you can see, it went all the way across with it. So this is two different ways that you can join yarns together, either crochet or knit, and you have a very nice finished piece. I had one of my customers come in and we got to talking about crochet, and she was curious how I join my crochet yarns together when I want to change from one color to another, in the middle of my work or at the end of my work. So this I'm going to show you on single crochet, and I'm going to also show you another one on double crochet. It's really easy, and I hope this video will be helpful. I want to thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you like what I do, you can always subscribe to my YouTube account, and you can hit notifications, so anytime I have a new idea that I like to share, you'd be one of the first ones to see it. And you can also get all the yarns that I show on my videos from my website, stitchniche.com. Here's the way I spell it. That's stitchniche.com. And thank you for watching.